So now that Olive Garden has finally come to Hawaii and we have Chick-Fil-A coming soon, it feels like Hawaii is finally catching up with the rest of the US. But there are still some businesses that I wish would come to Hawaii. So that's what this video is gonna be about. 5 businesses that I wish would come to Hawaii and I think would do fairly well. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And just know that this isn't me trying to suggest that we should push out our local small businesses. I actually think these businesses could work pretty well and fit in with what we have here in Hawaii. The idea of IKEA is somewhat foreign to me. The idea that you have to put together the furniture yourself? Yeah, I see people online enjoying putting together their own furniture. And wouldn't it be great to be able to buy affordable furniture for our tiny Hawaii homes? Well, not that one though, not that one. I mean, just imagine this. You're sitting on your Murin recliner watching TV, which is sitting on your Brimes TV stand surrounded by Calyx shelving with snacks on your Listerby coffee table under your Risbin ceiling lamp. And if you think it's easy to get furniture to Hawaii, it's actually fairly tough, and it's because a lot of places won't either ship here, or if they do ship here, it's gonna be quite expensive. And this leaves people in Hawaii with very little options, oftentimes having to shop for their furniture at some trendy, quite expensive places. So for me, I was able to buy my furniture at the Navy Exchange, which was great because it's fairly cheap and it's tax-free. Otherwise, you're left with secondhand, which isn't too bad as long as you don't find it somewhere on the street. Oh, Trader Joe's. If you only knew how many people in Hawaii would be excited if you moved here. It seems like bringing back snacks from Trader Joe's when you go to the mainland is one of the things that Hawaii people enjoy doing. Some of my favorite snacks include the butter waffle cookies, those almond thins, and the trail mix. Oh my gosh, that trail mix with the yogurt chips and the granola balls. Oh, so ono. But I do kind of think if Trader Joe's did move here, it kind of would lose its charm. You know, it would lose what makes it so special and unique. And I think as a grocery store, it may have a hard time competing against some of the local crack seed shops and some of the local supermarkets, primarily because of brand loyalty. But I'd be curious to know what happened if they would ever introduce Trader Joe's Poke. I think it gives some local places some hard time. Where are all the buffets in Hawaii? I know that we have 100 sales at the Prince Waikiki, but there's not that many, and I wish that there were more affordable buffets in Hawaii. I was first introduced to it in Colorado during college, and I was just shocked that you could just pay like $25 and you could eat as much as you'd like. There are all these different stations and they'd give you a plate and you can just go and fill it up to as much as you want. You sit down and eat, and then you get a brand new plate. And then you fill it up again and again and again. And usually I'd eat about 4 plates, including some dessert. Just that power, just to have that freedom to be able to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. And yeah, the food is primarily what I'd call mainland food, but with a few tweaks, you know, you add some Japanese sticky rice, you add some Chinese food, maybe some Spam or meat June, and you get yourself a winner there. And if Golden Corral ever came to Hawaii, they would be directly competing against other family restaurants like Zippy's or Liliha Bakery. And I think that, again, both markets could fit, because if you need a place to just bring the family and you just want to eat whatever, people don't have to choose right away, it's like kind of a good option. I really like Yoshinoya, and if you're not familiar with Yoshinoya, it's this Japanese chain where they serve gyudon or beef bowls. And what I like about it so much is that it's relatively cheap and it's really good. And I remember the first time I went there, I thought that the price was wrong because it was so cheap I couldn't believe it. I mean, I love their motto: tasty, low price, and quick. I mean, those are all things that I'm looking for in a restaurant. I mean, can you imagine if they opened a Yoshinoya in downtown Honolulu? $5 beef bowls at lunch with miso soup. Of course, they'd be competing with other Japanese restaurants like Marukame, which is originally from Japan, as well as some of the local Japanese restaurants we have here in Hawaii. But think of it, you could get 2 beef bowls from Yoshinoya for the price of just 1 plate lunch. I mean, that's a great deal. I really miss sporting goods stores. I can't remember the last time we had one here in Honolulu, like a real big sporting goods store. I know that online shopping has become way more popular and you can always buy your sporting equipment online, but there are just some things that you just need to go in the store and touch and feel and hold. We used to have Sports Authority here. I remember the store down in Ward, which is behind the theater, and we used to go in there all the time because it was air conditioned, and we'd go in there and we'd go and try and we'd lift all the weights and all the equipment just to try it out. And yes, there are some local sporting goods stores like McCully Bikes and some other smaller ones, but really, I just miss being able to walk in and just see against the entire wall like 20 different basketballs. And some of these stores may come to Hawaii one day, and some may never come to Hawaii. I think Hawaii is going through a very interesting time period right now, especially in local businesses, since a lot of the long-standing businesses in the community have been closing. Not all of them, but some pretty big ones. And I think that's actually a reflection on what's happening with the local population, where you have a lot of long-standing residents and locals deciding to kind of just retire or move away. But in their place comes new businesses, whether they're from locals here or from beyond. And I think that's a good thing, to have this new mix of ideas, and it's gonna help create the new identity that will be Hawaii in the future. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and aloha.